Okay, I wanted to do a quick video, and yeah, I was watching Conor McGregor. This guy here is really adamant about his belief in gravity. That's him right there. AN.D.M.A. Now, he doesn't seem to be able to process that when you type in what don't we know about gravity, the first thing that comes up is, however, if we are to be honest, we do not know what gravity is in any fundamental way. So his response, the only part, it's just so ridiculous. He says we cannot directly detect electricity or magnetism, but we know how they behave, just like we know how gravity behaves. Magnetic force is intangible, but we can measure it just like the gravitational force. We can even detect gravitational waves, which he is referencing the liars at LIGO, who say over 1 billion years ago, two theoretical black holes collided, and the collision was so devastating that it sent ripples across the alleged fabric of space-time. Now, the only black holes that can be demonstrated are only in artist renderings or conception and, of course, animation. They are theoretical. Okay, now what really irritated me is this first part. We cannot directly detect electricity or magnetism. So I guess the magnet that's on your fridge or the viewable magnetic field that can be shown is not a direct detection. According to this dude, he has a low IQ, and it would be impossible for him to understand anything I'm saying. Let's see if he can understand this. This is the direct detection and presence and substance of electricity. Okay, did you see that? That is the direct detection of current of electricity. Not only can we directly detect electricity, we can isolate electricity, study it, and harness it. And one major way is the way I just shown. We have harnessed it as a self-defense mechanism. Idiot, you are an idiot, and you cannot, all you can come with is, all this guy can come with is gravimeters, Cavendish, who I call cadaver dish, when all this taken into account, science still has to say, however, if we are to be honest, we do not know what gravity is in any fundamental way. Now, I'm going to show it to you. Come on. Boy, that's irritating. Okay, so I'm gonna have to briefly go to Google, type in what don't we know about gravity, don't we know about, and if you didn't type this in, you would never get this response. Okay, at the top, what don't we know about gravity? However, if we are to be honest, we do not know what gravity is in any fundamental way. And then they will go on to contradict themselves. However, or we only know how it behaves, or what are the 4 facts of gravity. This is a direct contradiction to the first sentence. However, if we are to be honest, we don't know what gravity is in any fundamental way. You cannot, therefore, in a legitimate manner, for direct evidence, at best it's circumstantial, you cannot go on to say we only know how it behaves. Because you just said you don't know what gravity is in any fundamental way. Okay? To say how something behaves or the four facts of gravity, you would have to have a fundamental grasp on what it is. And you just admitted you do not. Okay? These people are aware of the gravimeter and Cavendish and all the nonsense in Newton and Einstein. And they are forced to say, however, if we are to be honest, which they should always be honest, so they're saying, however, if we are to be honest, we do not know what gravity is in any fundamental way. And I know why. I can face reality. Smoke will not come out of my ears because I am faced with something that makes absolutely no sense. The truth is the truth. It requires no theory. The truth can always be demonstrated because it is the truth, requiring no supposition, which is 50% of what a theory is. Okay? These alleged effects or results are and should always be independent of that which they are trying to prove. So this idiot cannot face this. He will not understand this, but he will believe that gravity itself is holding, pulling, or curving over 1 quintillion tons of water to the outside surface of a giant spinning ball, spinning faster than a bullet, 1,038 miles an hour at the equator. And this is what they say. They do not know what gravity is in any fundamental way. That's because it has no presence or substance of itself. It has never been directly detected per any known means of propagation, of travel, engagement, or to engulf something. It possesses not one iota of current, field, wave, beam, ray, or particle. Yet we are told that it is doing a trillion things simultaneously every second, holding, pulling, or curving every person, place, and thing, blade of grass, grain of sand, particle of dirt, to the outside surface of a giant spinning ball. Okay, this is illogical, and if gravity were real, it could never be a theory. It would have more presence and substance of itself than electricity and magnetism combined times a trillion. Okay, this force or occurrence would be directly demonstrable. It could not be refuted. If we did or were living on the outside surface of a giant spinning ball, I agree, I concur that yes, there would have to be a force or occurrence, call it whatever you want, gravity, schmavity, gravity, whatever, would be required to keep us on that giant spinning ball on its outside surface. And it would have to engage, engulf, or directly interact with every person, place, and thing to curve, pull, or hold it back towards the center of the earth. This could never be said. However, if we are to be honest, well, thank you for being honest, we do not know what gravity is in any fundamental way. Case closed, it doesn't exist, and that is it. Try figuring out why this first sentence exists and why it is truly so relevant. Okay, there is no way that it could be doing what they say it's doing and be a theory, not directly detectable. No means of propagation of current, field, wave, beam, ray, or particle whatsoever. Do you understand how real this force or occurrence would have to be? It would have to physically, whether seen or unseen, it would have to physically interact, engage, or engulf all matter upon the earth with presence and substance of whatever it was to get it or to get the things it wants to hold, pull, or curve to the earth to do it. These people are idiots. They are severely indoctrinated. And you know what? They're going to go out and believing what they want to believe. Good for you. Go ahead and believe it. But know this. At no time in your life will you ever come to any conclusions that can be demonstrated. You will pursue avenue after avenue that results in one theory after another because what you are pursuing is a theory. It cannot be demonstrated. Your black holes, your quantum physics, the inflation of the universe, redshift is only in artist renderings. You will never come to a conclusion that can be demonstrated. All you will amount is stacking up one theory after another. That's what they got you doing. They got you going in the complete wrong direction. That is just one big circle. And go ahead. Go right ahead.